Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
We are live.
Sulin, there we go.
There we go. I couldn't unmute. What a good host I am. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of the Flickerverse Show. I'm joined here with my lovely co-hosts. I have Uno, who I think is in the top left-hand corner. I have Goatbrother above me, and I have, let's get this right, Androl, who is this side of me. And we will be joined in a little bit by Aginor, who is, still in the laboratory at the moment and will be getting with us soon.
He pressed the wrong button on the portal stuff, so he kind of flickered off to another mirror world.
Ended up somewhere he didn't want to be.
Yeah, time and space and all that sciencey stuff.
Wibbly wobbly. So thank you all for joining us. I can see lots of lovely faces in chat. I can see a question from Charlie. What does Camille's symbol mean? Just a datary thing, I think, isn't it, Uno?
It's 0, 1. So yeah.
Oh, binary.
Yes.
Yeah. For maths and science and being a spreadsheet person.
Binary into binary.
Yes, exactly. We have hopefully a good episode for you planned. But first of all, we thought we would just touch on some of the hot news that's happened this week. So before we go into that, I just wanted to say that we support the SAG-AFTRA and WGA strikes, and that we hope that the studios come back to the table with a better deal than they came back with this week, because that was rubbish. So try harder, please. And yeah, hopefully we'll have everyone being paid fairly with decent working conditions soon. So, God, there's been so much this week. I don't even know where to start. We've had more interviews than you can throw a cat at. We've had interviews in lots of different magazines and online. And they all say something ever so slightly different, lots of recorded interviews. Have you guys had any highlights that you've seen?
I've only had time to watch 2 of them just before the show. I watched the one with Joshua and Rosamund, where they asked if Rand would show off his dangerous powers in season 2, and he mentioned season 3 and that they're shooting this week. I don't know exactly when they filmed this, but
they filmed that a while ago, didn't they? It was back in May or something. I remember seeing them all post outfits pictures and stuff on Instagram. Roger, have you caught any?
All interviews say they are recorded pre-SAG-AFTRA entry into the strike. So I think, they're comfortable, right? They enjoys now high waists. That was funny. And I like that he spoke about discovering his animal nature, because that's the stuff we all want to see from Perrin. We see him wolfing out. We want to see him wolfing out.
Grrr. I want to see Perrin. Grrr. On the show.
That's exactly how wolves wolf out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You sound like Austin Powers.
Oh, God.
I can't do that. I can't roll my R's at all. Andrew, have you seen any of the interviews?
No, I've seen 20-second clips from, I think that was Joshua and Rosamund
Yeah.
interview I saw, and then I mostly read actually. I read some a bit, and I think it's an excerpt of an interview they did at Winter is Coming, but they haven't released their videos yet. But I read on their webpage, so my brain is hurting at the moment, so I don't even remember what it was about. So
Oh.
that looks good.
It
sounds like it's going to be a little darker. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, go.
No, the only thing I've seen is it looks like it's going to be a little darker season. So it's going to lean into the darkness and the horror, which I would appreciate, actually.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. My favorite part was the interview. I think it was with Kira and Maddie. And Kira introduces herself as I'm Kira. I play Elaine Trakand, daughter heir of Andor.
Yeah.
It's just the most Elaine thing to do. I feel like as the seasons go by, she needs to like add a bit onto that, just like Daenerys, does in Game of Thrones, where she, eventually, her Khaleesi name is so ridiculously long that when it gets to the final or the penultimate season where she meets Jon Snow and oh gosh, what's his name? So Davos, this is Jon Snow. Like it's just a beautiful moment, and I feel like Elaine will do that for us. Yeah, Josh has stole a sword, which is beautiful and very on brand for Rand, I think. Yeah, so there's been some I feel like there's been so many, it's hard to keep track of them all, but I know there's a really good tweet thread where someone's been like collating them all together. So if you haven't seen all of them already, we've probably like, even if you feel like you've seen them all, you've probably not seen them all, so go back because they're still coming out bit by bit. And then the other bit of news that we've had, which is today, is we've had lots of pretty posters coming out. And so all of the Prime Video accounts have tweeted, so like Prime Video India, Prime Video UK have been tweeting like a little teaser with a bit in the old tongue, which then links to something, and then you have to say the magic word, and then the Twitter of Chaos will give us the poster. So we have a Moraine and Lamb one, Perrin and Avienda, Matt and Min, which I thought was quite an interesting duo. I wonder if they'll actually see any of each other in the season.
What is Min wearing? The leather.
Some sort of gorgeous leather thing. I want it. Like, all the cosplayers.
That's pretty kinky. So, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Min, so go for it.
Yeah. She's more than a sexy lamp.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. And Dana has just reminded us that Matt Hatch also interviewed the cast, and I think we're going to get the chance to see those tonight. So for those of us in Europe, don't go to bed or bother getting any sleep.
We need to work.
I know. And then or maybe catch up tomorrow if you have to go into the office.
But go watch it.
My favorite poster was Perrin and TOC's reaction to Dane's post.
Yeah.
That was glorious, in my opinion. That was fantastic.
The Twitter of Chaos, something like.
Dane reacted with screaming Ibara angry faces, and TOC answered to Dane that the look of Perrin's eyes say hi to your father from me. What a burn.
It's a burn. Fantastic. It's a burn. But I mean, you can see a lot of love in chat for that. And Oh, I can see Rob's in chat. Hi, Rob.
Hey, Rob.
Oh yeah, and Daniel picking a Trolloc sponge bath over flossing a Fade's teeth.
Yeah.
Which was
that I saw. Yeah.
I missed that.
Which was a great question from someone we won't name. So yeah, there's loads of sort of new content, and yeah, it appears they're really ramping up as much as they can without obviously having the cast or anyone on hand to promote the show. Hopefully, once the strikes are resolved, they'll do all of the the rounds on the chat shows, and they can talk about that season that they've just done. And hopefully it will be good for like rewatch and viewing figures once the show's over. While we all have it, streaming on repeat for months.
Yeah. We've got one more news.
Do we?
Fail has been casted.
Oh yeah.
Are we taking?
John broke this news exclusively from What Up, and I think she fits quite well. I haven't seen her short film, Threshold, I think it's called. I haven't yet come to watch it, but she seems very fitting for the role from her appearance.
Yeah. Not confirmed though, so I just want to put it in there. So
I think
confirmed.
It isn't officially confirmed, but I think it's.
I mean, John is trustworthy and he has good sources, but when we talk about this, we should just point out that it's not confirmed officially.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's also Lanfear isn't confirmed officially. The actress is, but not her role.
Yeah.
But if we want to take up, not rumors, but I saw What Series just wrote that in Prime Video's promotion material they had said that Sulin, the actress who play Lanfear, is playing Sulin on Innkeeper that Rand has formed an attachment with. So that's Lanfear. Yeah.
So she's a skinny innkeeper.
And you know what you say about those.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting. Yeah, so the Fail potential casting is for season 3. And yeah, Sulin not technically confirmed, although I feel like even with the posters today and with the trailer, like a clip of a suspicious looking woman. So Charlie's just said there's a press release calling her Sulin. So it's essentially confirmed. They probably just don't want to say it officially because, Sulin
the Innkeeper
may or may not have another name. Although as we are a full spoiler show, I think we all know who we're talking about. So talking of full spoilers, yes, Andrew.
No, I just maybe we should put a banner in at some point so people that jump in when they just see Wheel of Time, so they know.
We've got a
for
banner.
Next show.
We've got a banner.
Flaming show.
Flaming full book spoiler show. And shall we dig into our Flickr topic for the week?
Yeah, let me
Most
just.
definitely.
Uno is the click god today.
It is believed there are worlds where a year is only a day here, and others where a day is a year here. There are supposed to be worlds where the very air would kill us at a breath, and worlds that barely have enough reality to hold together. And as we set out to explore these realities, remember one thing: be steadfast.
All right, so we have a topic for the week, which is, what if Perrin married Gaul? which I adore as a topic. It's probably one of my favorite ones so far, actually. So does anyone want to jump in first?
I just feel like nothing much would change other than we'll get some more lovey-dovey stuff. Or, I mean, I can't see how this would lead to us losing the last battle. Like all the other
Is this the first
just
flicker?
end horribly. I just feel like this would be like a bit more wholesome.
Well, I think there will be significant changes, because when we think of Perrin as a leader, it's actually Fael being the leader behind his back and guiding him and teaching him.
Yeah, but you don't need to like exclude Fael to have Gaul there. I mean, he's there every step of the way as well.
Yeah. But I don't see Fael staying around and giving Perrin up to Gaul. If they have a polyamorous relationship and they all get married, okay, I see that. But
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just get them all in there.
Yeah, nice 5-pack.
Yeah, because
They
obviously if
cheered-
you throw in
they
that, you throw in Chiad as well.
Of course.
They'll just have their own little community. I mean,
So
they have
they're
a
gonna
big-
start
big
a
house in
commune.
the Two Rivers, and yeah.
Do you think they'd live in the Two Rivers? You've got a Saldean, 3 Aiel, and Bane and Chiad are like
They'll
they're
have
set
summer
up like a blood
houses.
feud, don't they?
They need a lot of like summer houses. I mean, Fael will technically probably be queen of Saldea after the last battle, so they're gonna need to like get their logistics in order. I don't
Well,
know.
Perrin would be he's the steward of the Lord Dragon in the Two Rivers. So I see that, Goatbrother, in chat. Perrin's the steward of the Two Rivers, so presumably would need to be based there. Although I don't understand how that's going to work with how the book ends, with Fael in Saldea. Dana in chat thinks they would settle in the Two Rivers as their home base at first, which is fair. They have to go back to the Two Rivers because that's who Perrin is leading. So none of you think it's going to cause a drastic issue to the end of the books?
I mean, it could. I'm trying to be positive this week.
You think Fael is the type to share?
No.
I mean, we see like the Berlin plotline, and now she's a jealous person.
So Fael and Berlin, yes. Can we
They
just
could just
sift
kill each
her off?
other. I think that's how Perrin and Gaul get married.
Enemies to lovers, maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
Yeah.
Perrin for support.
Has a good comment, which is, if we had a Perrin, Gaul, Bane, Chiad, and Fael power quintuple, surely the light would be unstoppable. I feel like it would be, but if you feel like in a regular relationship, feel like how often you are intimate with each other. If you had 5 people all trying to be intimate with each other, you'd have to have a rota and have shifts. And I feel like you'd run out of time in the week. You have your regular day job, right? And then what do you schedule them all once a day? And then you've got to factor in that everyone needs to be sleeping with everyone if it's fair. So I don't think the light would get nothing done.
I mean, if everybody did that, there wouldn't be any wars. So everybody would be managing their partners like on a spreadsheet or of some kind, I suppose.
I feel like,
but I feel like 5 people isn't that much to. I mean,
I think it could work. That and even the traveling stuff. Fail maybe being Queen of Zaldea and Perrin, Lord of the Two Rivers, and Awail sometimes wanting to visit back at the Threefold Land. I think, if Perrin gets the Steward of Rand in the Two Rivers, he might give them an Ashaman as service, so to open way gates and for fast traveling between all those locations. So Two Rivers to Zaldea is just a blink of an eye, so that's not the biggest problem.
so they need some more of the one power to make it a sextuple. But then that one person, that's not fair to put all of the burden in the relationship on one person to do all of the. So you need like 2 or 3, realistically, to share the load.
But we should have, if we want to talk about the polyamory, we probably should have someone who has some experience in it for that kind of episode. We're far away from the subject here. We just want to be, everybody wants to be together. But
Yeah.
I feel it. I still don't feel that. Oh, there would be a huge difference if he. I mean, yeah, he wouldn't probably gathered as big as an entourage on his way to. I mean, to get back Fail after she was captured. So I guess that's something, but he already had built that army in the Two Rivers, so
Yeah. I don't think they would have survived the Battle of the Two Rivers.
without
Because
Fail.
Fail, no, without Fail. She's the one who leaves and comes back. If Perrin's just broken her heart, she's not exactly going to be coming back with all the people from, oh gosh, what's the town? It's not Taran Ferry. It begins with a D.
I think it's Terran. Isn't it Taran Ferry?
No,
Isn't it?
it's
No.
the Taran Ferry.
Oh, Devon Ride. Devon Ride.
Ride. There we go.
There we go.
We need Fael to be there.
So she has to be like on board. Like if they're breaking up, it has to be earlier, and they barely even have got together by the time.
I mean, it depends. I mean, how are we playing this out? Is because if Gaul and Perrin's love story starts when Perrin is setting Gaul free, then he is technically Fail saw him before that, right? She's witnessed the whole breaking Gaul out of the cage, and that's why she started following Perrin.
Exactly the same time,
Yeah, exactly. So, but if we just shifted that, so instead of the love between Fail and Perrin, it's between Fail and Gaul. What would happen? Would she probably would still have followed Perrin the group.
She's still a hunter for the horn, wants to like follow Tavern around, and Perrin's Tavern nature might just keep her around.
Yeah,
they can still be like best buddies.
That is true. I haven't thought of that, but Tavern as well. Yeah, we can always explain it. Tavern.
If Fail has, I feel like a lot of her emotions affect what she does, and I feel like she's got a very vested interest in, like, and Perrin sends her away, right? And he sends her away because he cares for her and because they have that relationship. So would he have sent her away if he thought he's not
no.
he's not as much as like Rand doing the whole I'll leave the maidens behind, all this sort of thing. Like Perrin's less of that. So if he just respected Fael on like a standard platonic friend basis, I don't feel like he would have sent her away.
And I doubt that he could have sent Gaul away.
No.
Try to tell an eel stone dog to go away because I love you too much.
Well,
yeah, it's too dangerous.
Gates, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's hurt when he and Loyal are closing the way gate. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
he's hurt because
Loyal comes back like carrying him. So Gaul's out of action. Like, how useful is Perrin gonna be if he's worrying about Gaul during the Battle of the Two Rivers? I mean, you've still got Tam and Abel there to do most of the work. But I really feel like that battle, there'd be a different outcome. Maybe Perrin would have given himself up to the White Cloaks.
Oh, we got our fact checker in chat.
Thank you.
Zul only. Devon Ride came on their own. Fail brought Watch Hill.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So nice. Thank you.
I also when I was thinking about this question this week, I was thinking, well, we've always, everyone we've done so far has had like a negative answer or like but we can't do this because it'll affect the end game. So I was like, all right, so what if Perrin married Gaul after the last battle? Right? So the Lights won Fael's Queen of Saldea, Perrin's steward for the Lord Dragon of the Two Rivers, or whatever it is that his title is. And then Perrin decides that it's time to lay some bridal wreaths. How do we feel like that would go? Because I feel like Fael's the type to start a war over it. And I can almost see her like enlisting Barrelane in, being like, this hussy Gaul has stolen our man. We must ride full. I don't see her taking that very well.
But maybe like Fael wants kids so that they can marry them off to like Elaine's
babes.
Kids, and parents like, no, not gonna do that. And then they break up. That would be sad, but
Okay, so amicable breakup over irreconcilable differences. Do they have divorce in Randland? I guess you could just sort of be estranged from them. And if they marry under the Aiel legislation, for lack of customs, there we go. It doesn't matter too much. Although we're not even sure. It doesn't really appear that bigamy is against the law in Randland or the Threefold Land. So maybe it's not a problem. Maybe he could be married to them both, and you do the whole trope about, like the man who has two dates at the same time, and he keeps like changing his hat and stuff like that to hide from them both. Maybe if Perrin does that with them, and he has this whole, honey, I'm home to Fael, and then he's running off to Gaul at the side.
So you mean Gaul is the side wife?
Well, if he's married Fael first, then Gaul has to be the side wife. Aggie's here.
Yeah.
Yay! Welcome.
Thank you.
And all the cats are here.
And all the
And
cats.
all the cats are here. Aggie, have you cleaned up the laboratory and you're ready to join us?
Yes. So what have you been discussing?
We've been discussing Gaul being a potential side wife.
Right.
Them being in a power quintuple with
I like the sound of that.
Bane and Chiad as well. What else have we discussed?
Them not
you-
maybe losing the last battle because of this.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Maybe.
This time
I feel a
maybe.
bit split on this
Potentially.
personally.
So is that 5-1 then?
I'm not
Everyone
convinced
married to Perrin? No.
because
Oh,
I
oh,
think
oh, no,
they would
no.
lose the Battle of the Two Rivers if we did it that they got married before that point. So I don't know. Do we feel like maybe this is one we should poll chat for?
I don't think we can do polls since Rob isn't here.
Ah,
We don't have the power.
Rob is the other click god. What about Bane and Chiad? Does Gaul still want to be with Chiad?
He is into Chiad before he meets up with Perrin. Right? So that should...
Yeah. But she's not willing to give up the spear.
No.
And if we're talking solely about Gaul marrying Perrin, it's the irreconcilable differences again, isn't it? If she's not willing to give up the spear and lay a bridal wreath for him, then he's just going to have to suck it up and get over it.
Yeah.
No point pining after someone who you have incompatible life choices with.
Yeah, that's true.
I wonder if Gaul would rescue them in the Shadow Camp and become his guy Shine.
Oh,
yeah.
That interested in. I mean, they would probably be rescued, but if he doesn't kill like the Shadow who took them guy Shine, then would they go off with the Shadow? And just keep being guy Shine to them.
That's a bit of a sad life. Well, then maybe that solves our problem. The Shadow take Chiad away, and then Gaul has no one to pine after.
It's all depending on when they get married and what happens with Fael. If Fael is completely out of the equation, I see Perrin giving himself up to the White Cloaks in the Two Rivers. Not the Two Rivers battle happening. All the Two Rivers will get slaughtered by Trollocs.
Yeah.
And then we lose again.
Then we're pretty much done with Perrin's arc early on in book 4. So
it's, I don't know. How did chat feel? I feel quite torn on this. I feel like it could go either way. Rob is going to hopefully help us do a poll, so I'm vamping here. Chat, help us. Do we feel like, is Perrin going to be like emotionally okay with it? Do we think like abandoning, like, will he get all like upset with himself for like potentially leading Fael on and changing his mind? Or do you think he would like try and continue with Fael out of guilt?
I mean, that depends on when it happens. He's rather dismissive of Fael in the beginning.
Yeah. He calls us Zareen for ages, doesn't he?
He's like,
yeah. I think he's... The thing with Perrin is he cares about people. And I think he cares about nearly everybody.
yeah, even Aram.
Yeah, and I don't think he would mislead Fael just to make it easy on him and pretend he's in love with her when he isn't. I think he would be compassionate, but he would break up with her. If we're in the scenario, it's either Fail or Gaul, and he decides to go with Gaul. If we do polyamory, then we have the power quintuple, and everybody wins.
So Dana said, then everything Perrin does to protect Rand at the last battle would not happen, and the light loses. Which I think is a fair point. I'm just thinking, like, you have the end of that plot line is Fail killing Massima. And if that doesn't happen, Massima's not dead, which means he's still around causing all sorts of carnage. And I feel like that might screw things up in the last battle. They'd have to get married after. I think that's just it. They just have to hold on to their feelings until the last battle, and then marry each other.
What do you think the wedding ceremony would be like?
I guess there would be some kind of stabbing involved. I don't know.
The Aiel way, you have to like wrestle a bunch of people and then carry off your.
Do you think it would be an Aiel ceremony of the two rivers?
Combination. Or you can
How about Perrin forging a wedding spear for Gaul?
Ah, nice. I like that.
That's so cute. Oh.
Flicker pals.
I like portal pals, which is what Kevin
Portal
said.
pals.
I hate flickies. That's really gross. I like portal pals to be alliterated.
Flickies.
Maybe we can do a vote on Discord, maybe. What should we name it?
Oh, more shadows coming in saying, hang on. Listen, Fael was already on the hunt for the Horn. The type of character she is, she eventually would have been caught up in the pattern and fulfilled the same story beats. Probably would have died. Oh, that's quite morbid.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, like, is it to Viren why Fael hangs around Perrin for so long? Is it to Viren at work with Gaul, or is it actually just we like each other, like as platonically as you want? Or I mean, with Fael, she's obviously stalking the Horn, but we all know what that means.
The Horn.
The Horn. Imagine
I
if
think
she
Fael
admitted,
would be
like,
supportive, though.
Stalking the Horn. Okay.
can you imagine
I
if in like
think
50
we
years
could-
she admitted? Sorry, Uno, you go.
No, but I think we could like switch Gaul's and Fael's relationships with Perrin and just have Fael as the supporting friend and still have like her teaching him the ways of being a lord and everything, and having Gaul as the love interest. It wouldn't have to change the plot too much. I think he can still want to save his best friend, who is Fael, and be really protective of her.
Yeah, fair point.
In the best case scenario, it could also all go to shit.
Yeah. Okay, so we do have a
I'm
poll.
positive this week.
We do have a poll that's going on at the moment, and it is really close. So if you're not logged into YouTube, please go and log in so that you can vote, because we need a couple more votes. Oh, it's currently at 46%. So if you haven't already voted, Uno, Aggie, I need you to log on, and
I'm working on it.
we're pretty close to a tiebreaker. And if so, that is not helpful. Dana's asked, would Perrin still have saved Fael from the hedgehog dream trap in the Dragon Reborn if he was not falling for her but Gaul? I think
he
so.
would.
Because that's how Perrin is.
Yeah, I think he would. Because he rescues Gaul. And I think that shows like what kind of person he is. He sees someone in need. Like he doesn't even know Gaul when he rescues him. He just sees someone who is trapped. Androl?
I have a counterpoint there. I don't think Gaul would be stupid enough to pick up a strange object just lying on the floor. I don't think he would.
I mean...
He wouldn't be. Hey, I don't know why, but I take offense. I don't think he would pick up the hedgehog. That's too weird.
But what if he didn't know what a hedgehog is? Like, I don't know much about where hedgehogs live, but I imagine it's not in a desert. Like, he might have been like, oh, what's this strange thing?
I don't know how that... It's not a terrangral. It's a... what is called? No, what the fuck? Is it a terrangral?
Yeah, it is a terrangral.
Yeah, it's a terrangral are the ones you don't actually have to use the power to use sometimes, but it have a specific purpose. So, would it trap him if he poked it with a spear?
No, I think it's skin contact.
Yeah, exactly, because that's his first. He would poke it with a spear. There's someone in chat thinks I have a nice looking mug.
Oh.
Black
Wonder why.
So, I mean, I'm going to give them... It's still really close. There's essentially one vote in it, isn't there? So I'm going to leave it for a few more minutes, just in case anyone hasn't managed to log in. I mean, this could be the first one where the light wins. Or we could continue our losing streak. I don't know which one I want at the moment.
Come on. Winning is nice. Just once.
Just once.
Just once. Everybody lives.
See, Jane is definitely picking up a cute hedgehog-looking thing.
I like hedgehogs.
You don't like hedgehogs?
I do.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you don't. I was like, what kind of...
I hate hedgehogs. They're so horrible.
They have fleas.
They have fleas?
Yeah, they have fleas. A lot of fleas.
They need to take baths then.
Kevin, would you rather SpongeBob or hedgehog? SpongeBob the hedgehog. God.
Hedgehog Trolloc.
Don't give him ideas.
We need a hedgehog Trolloc.
We do need hedgehog Trollocs.
It would be the cutest thing ever.
We're up to 17 votes, and I've literally watched it switch from yes to no multiple times. Do we want to call it?
Maybe we should call it and then do another spin.
I don't know how to call it. I don't know if Rob needs to call it. Hey Rob, if you're there, can you stop the poll, please? Kevin, I actually have an unreleased hedgehog Trolloc. Could it
now
stay unreleased? Like, is that a thing?
It's done.
Is the poll done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the result?
No, the light loses.
Would Perrin marrying Gaul make the light last battle? Yes. 52, 47%. That is really, really close. Okay.
So we lose again.
Lose again.
It's not easy.
Lose Perrin.
6-0.
It's depressing.
You're all just so pessimistic in chat.
Yeah.
Well, no, half of chat isn't, to be fair. Although I have just realised that I forgot to do something when we started this, which was to talk about all the memes. So should we do that now before we go into another Flicker?
Memes.
I wrote a little list on my phone and I forgot that on the list. So clearly it's not very good at this. Uno, I believe you've collated the memes from this week.
Yes. Let me just bring them up. So we have our first meme by Aginor. You get bail fired. You get bail fired. Everybody gets bail fired.
Like that.
Nice.
Oh, that's cute.
That was a really
Not accurate.
Yeah.
And actually, she wears red. So
Yeah.
Rand's
Nice.
famous.
Oh, we have to find a picture of Rand from the show when he's screaming. We can put it on his head or Anna too. That's funny.
Let's see.
She
And
seems
then we had another by you, Sulin. Flickerverse painfully imagines Grendel had died at Natcham's Barrow. To survive, would we lose the last battle?
Yeah. Last week was really traumatic. Us all becoming Team Elida and Grendel in 1 week.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
Do we have any more?
Yes, we have 2 more. We have this one from Nils. It's so many flickers. Thank you.
I like the idea of the dark one being like a bad car salesman. And like that's the last battle, him trying to convince Rand. But he's just like, oh, I don't really like the engine on that one.
Have you tried this wheel? It's good. This flicker is also good.
And then we had, after our discussion about Transformer Trollocs, this one by Aloni. Sorry.
I think it's Aloni.
The Terror of Trolloc Transformers.
Nice.
I'd watch that movie. It would be brilliant.
What would they transform into?
Cars.
Right, the Age of Legends devices, right?
Yeah.
Joe Car Trolloc.
Showing Trolloc. Taxi Bird Boy gets will become Showing Trolloc. Transform.
Yeah. I imagine it like there was this UK kid show when I was growing up called Budgie the Helicopter. And I think he was like an emergency response helicopter of some like little animated show. And I can just imagine the Trollocs being little helicopters with giant faces, sort of zipping around slowly to instead of help people. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cute.
So thank you everyone for the memes. Keep them coming.
Yep.
We like that.
Yeah.
We need to do some sort of intro for the memes.
We'll get there. We'll get that. And yeah, if you do have memes, please do post them in our Discord channel. We have a, what's it called? Creations and Memes?
Yes.
Yeah, channel. So please post them in there with some excellent alt text. And we'll share them on the show next week. Should we do another Flicker?
Yeah.
We should.
Let's go.
Okay, there are other UK people and they know what Budgie the Helicopter is, so I'm not going mad. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Flicker. Oh.
That's dark.
Yeah, as I said, we're going to split up the wheel so we can have one main topic for each week and one more light topic because this is brutal.
Yeah. What if Tam died on Winter Night?
We lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that like an instant lose?
Yeah, I mean,
I think-
no veins of gold.
No veins of
Without-
gold.
Yeah.
Rand
And
would be so screwed mentally from day one.
yeah, and he would be much more savage and much more aggressive.
I bet he'd fall prey to Sulin, you know. So Rand might still win, but the light would lose. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying, Sandra?
I mean, Rand would be the new Dark One, pretty much. I think it would whoop the Dark
Would be
One's
neighbor.
ass. No, I think it would be even worse.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
So Rand would outpower Ishamael. I think Ishamael would get. I don't think he would be able to deal with how dark Rand was. Like they'd sit there and have a little "No, I'm the nihilist" competition. So I feel like it would take Ishamael out of play a lot, but. Yeah, Fast Rider. Instant lose. Do not pass go. Do not collect £200. Yeah, that would be. And Perrin loses the battle for the Two Rivers. Yeah, because there's no Tam there.
No, I think we're just
Abel Corthan would die because Tam's the one who warns him and the family. Like so when Natty and the girls get captured, and the Luhans. So yeah, I feel like Two Rivers is annihilated. Charlie's asking, does Tam die before or after doing fever runs? I feel like it would be after. Like he'd die from the injuries as opposed to or he'd die like mid fever run. Like he'd do a Guitar Amoroso kind of thing. There'd be a nice parallel in that. But Rand's already an orphan. Like it wouldn't. I like that he still has a parent, if that makes sense, in the books. But yeah, I don't
get the scene when Rand hugs Tam and then introduces Min, and that just breaks my heart. It
Oh,
makes me cry. That's like my favorite scene.
This is my girlfriend. He's like, yes, son, I kind of figured.
This is Min, and she's very special to me. And it's like,
Lan would die because in the last battle, Tam and the Two Rivers archers provides him the cover to go up to fight Demondred, which is such a cinematic scene. That's one scene I really visualize in my head. So you'd get no Lan defeating Demondred, which means the Sharans would win. So
I don't even think we reached the last battle.
no, you probably wouldn't, because Dark Rand would have already taken over.
We just make an even bigger dragon mount.
I think he would go and balefire every palace and take over
Yeah.
the whole Randland.
Sandra makes a good point, saying Rand wouldn't leave the Two Rivers because Moraine does not heal Tam. Which I think is a good point. You know, Rand only agrees to go because she heals him in the first place. Like, he's like sits at the bedside and Moraine does her thing, and yeah, she wouldn't. But then Moraine would probably guess pretty quickly. I feel like by how Rand reacts to that he's the dragon. And if he wasn't going to go to the light feel like you could potentially see Moraine taking him out.
Would be a really short book.
Really short book.
Shorter
would
than
finish-
if Nynaeve had a gun.
Right.
Right. And it would finish with the Dark One closing the proverbial door, just sitting back in his chair and relaxing. Yeah, my job here is done.
Yeah. Oh, Dana's made a good point saying Tam is the one who tells Rand he has to go, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd just be another flicker, isn't it? Like, we see how the flickers play out in the Portal Stone in book 2. Is it? Yeah, it's book 2. And we see all the different lives Rand leads. You know, one was where Tam does die. One's where, he ends up fighting for Elaine as a soldier, but he's got the, he's still got the power and all of that. Like, it would just be one of those where, he hears Shamael's voice saying, I win again, lose Theron. However, I feel like Rand could win, but we wouldn't. Like, and I don't think Shamael would win.
I mean, it could have played out. I doubt that Moraine would have taken him out. I think she would have captured him and taken him to the tower. And if he refused to come with her. And then we had also a different story.
Do you think,
We still
even if
gotta
he'd
leave.
gone... Sorry, Una, you go.
No, we'd still get a really even darker and broodier Rand.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you feel like... So on that initial journey in the first book, they're all having the dreams, aren't they? And like the dreams of the fireplaces and... But Alzamon is trying to persuade, Rand, Matt and Perrin to sort of do weird shit. And, he has the whole thing about like making them pick up the little pieces and stuff like that. So like, I feel like Rand could not have the strength to defy him really quickly. Like,
Kevin has a good point here.
yeah.
Yeah, the light doesn't win.
But what does that mean, Kevin? Like, if the light doesn't win, does that not just mean the shadow wins? All right, Mr. Metaphysics. Yeah, it's true. It's true. If the shadow wins in one flicker, it wins in all. Which just seems like a really big misstep on RJ's part. I don't know. Like, there's such a high probability that in every flicker, the shadow win. That if the shadow can even win once, like, all right, quite a lot of them are incompetent. When you've got people like Pater and McGideon on your team, but even still, like, the idea that in one flicker, the shadow hasn't won.
Yeah, but one creator and one dark. Yeah. So, and if we want to go into the metaphysical of the world, it might be that the creator created everything and just left, or I don't know what he does, just hanging out on the beach. But he could have weighed the system. He could have gamed the system because he created the system. So he would know, if he was kind of all-knowing or something, he would know that the Dark One would break free or would get released. So he weighed the system for the light and made it so that this would be a chance for the people of the world to learn and try not to fail and try to do better and be better. So that's a thought.
Yeah.
So essentially, the creator is running a casino, and that's the wheel of time.
So it's like roulette.
Yeah, he always wins, but it might land on black. You know.
It might land on black.
Mhm.
There's a casino near where my friend lives, and it has it owns part of the public car park. So when he goes to that town, he parks in the casino bit, because if he can go in and place an either way bet, it always lands. There's a really very low chance of it landing, so that he doesn't make enough money back. So it covers the parking, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Apart from the one time
Yeah.
I went with him, and he places the bet, and it lands on the one thing, so he ends up losing £10, which is more than the cost of the parking in the first place. So I mean, the risk is there. I also like the idea that it's the roulette wheel, because it plays into the Matt the gambler thing, and it's like, imagine if that's the case, and all of the flickers are cogs on the roulette wheel, right? And you're relying on Matt's luck to win it for us. Imagine him just getting distracted by a barmaid, or by some flighty ankles he sees when people are dancing. You just think the idea of relying on Matt to save the universe, we would all lose so quickly.
I like Kevin. Kevin has a nice thought about it. Like, if Rand doesn't fulfill the prophecies, the patterns go to another plan. So maybe it would be Galad being the true hero. So Galad is a backup Rand.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of is.
But is
And he probably could learn to channel. So
is Galad too rigid in his views?
It would be a horrible world that he created.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But would it be better than a Darth Rand?
I mean, white cloak.
We've seen
or-
those type of worlds though, because there was the world that Rand made,
where everyone was
really, the really creepy one.
Yeah. Everything is awesome.
Yeah.
Everything is great when
So could if that had been what Galad had tried, I don't feel like it would have come out very well.
I think Galad would create a world a bit like the future in Demolition Man. Everything unhealthy, everything not good for you is illegal.
So it'd be a nanny state.
Yeah.
George
Yeah.
Orwell, 1984.
Yeah.
You have sex with VR headsets. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't touch each other. It's gross.
Yeah. I mean, it is, but it's fun.
I might prefer Darth Rand at that point. I'm not going to lie. At least you get a nice new
I'm
mountain
leaning
out of
towards
it.
Darth Rand. At least that would be more interesting.
Yeah. Do you know how to use the 3 seashells? I still don't know what the fuck. I bet there's a YouTube video on that out there somewhere.
Dana makes the point that Galad is a learner, and I think that's valid. He is one of the characters that has got a really nice progression of character development throughout. Because, we see him very early on reading the philosophy of Mr. White Cloak originalist person, whose name escapes me. And then it's his life experience that teaches him that, there is more to the world than black and white. But I don't think it would be as good as Rand's, because Rand does read so much philosophy. Like he does, you know, him and Min really read about all of that sort of stuff. He has all that stuff with Herod Fell.
Yeah.
Like he does learn, you know, when he's researching the prophecies and stuff. So I feel like the only reason the light particularly wins is because Rand does have a very extreme but nuanced perception of reality.
Yeah.
And Galad wouldn't have Lutheran in his head.
There is a
No,
Teach himself.
wouldn't. Do we want Galad to be the dragon? Is that what we're saying this week? What have we got? Oh God. But by and
I'm not
large,
a fan of this.
but by and large, we all kind of agree that Tam dying on Winter Night is a bit of an instant lose.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
some way or another.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
whether or
it'd
not
be
that would
brutal.
result in Darth Rand, I think would depend a lot on how Tam died, with circumstances,
Yeah.
and if Tam could have said something to Rand during his last breath or something, right? If he told Rand, "Listen, son, you're the Dragon Reborn. Get your shit together, do stuff, and help us win this." And then
Remember,
Rand might even
with
consider
great
that.
power comes great responsibility.
Exactly,
Yeah.
something like that. And I think even Rand could like.
Uncle Ben.
Spider end.
Oh,
I mean,
I think
Spider
I-
Rand.
I mean,
Fight around.
I now I want a T-shirt made where it says, "Rand, you're the dragon. Get reborn. Get your shit together and do stuff." Love that.
And I think even in one alternate Flickerverse, I think Rand could mistake his head voice, Lutherian, for Tam's voice or something, like in a messed up Flicker where, oh, Tam died, but he's in my head now giving me advice, so I better listen to it and do good stuff about that.
That's
Would that be a
really
good thing though? Because, I mean, if he actually had Tam's voice as Tam was, that would be a good influence, I think, instead of an insane Lutheran voice. But he probably wouldn't have the knowledge of Lutheran. But he is Lutheran, so yeah. This is hurting my brain.
I am your father.
or not. Not.
Yeah, or not. Or not. Rand, I'm not your father.
I'm not your father.
What if he had like both Janduin's and Tam's voices, and they're like bickering?
And Jan would be like, stab him, stab him,
That's
stab them all.
Stab them all.
your solutions to everything, Jadwin. But yeah, and it works.
It'd be like the little angel and devil
Yeah.
on your shoulders.
Step in, step in, step in. Rand, did you feed the sheep?
Oh God. Okay, well that one's a bit of a
Bum.
death of the light. So that's 7-0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we spin the wheel again?
Want to do that? Yep.
One more time.
I win again, Lutheran.
Be less emotionally devastating than the last one, please.
Oh,
Let's say 8-0. Sorry, that's mine.
What if the Forsaken worked together? I feel like I'm not willing to say that is a immediate the Shadow wins scenario, because I just feel like, you know, when you have to do like group projects with people and
Yeah.
you work together really closely, like there's always the person who's like wants all the credit, like they're all still vying to be Nameless, right? And there's always like the person who they're like, oh, we can't be bothered. You're going to take too long to do this bit, so we're going to go ahead without you. They're still not
That's a
great
smart
at
idea.
communicating.
I was just going to say that. That's McGiddy.
He's just
So,
gonna be in
like-
the corner playing. It's hard.
Yeah, like Asmodean's there for like background music.
I mean,
Um,
the question was if they worked together, not if they were competent.
Yeah.
that's
So-
very true.
Well, they are incompetent because they don't work together. They're all very
They're
competent
incompetent because they're
in their
selfish.
skills, but in their hard skills, not in their social skills.
I really like Perrin,
Unions again.
which is they would have unionized and actually turned against the Dark One because they realized his benefits are shite. Which I think
Indeed.
is fair. Like,
Did you?
Unionizing means they need a common goal, and they're too selfish to unionize, I think.
I don't
think I would have
know.
used Aginor's powers more, like giving him like experiments. Do this.
You would write the group project.
I would write it, yeah.
Yeah.
But they would see like, hey, this Trolloc is a nice one. This Narg Trolloc, can you make more of them? And I think that would spiral out of control really quickly. And the resources they would have supplied Aginor to make all of his projects, that would, yeah.
I mean, the idea that any of them are going to like take orders from each other or, you know, let another person have control of the plan seems a bit baffling. Like a few people have said in chat, like they still have different motives. Like Ishamael has a very specific motive. Lamphir has a very specific motive that, as we know from the end, is not the same motive as everyone else. So like they could all still work together, sure, but you know, they work together. Like Moradin made them work together when Rand was cleansing the taint, right? And told them they all had to show up. But like a couple of them didn't even bother and got punished. Magedian showed up and like cowered. Sindane showed up and then like ran away again. So like as much as they work together, or they could work together, I still don't feel like they'd be very successful. Sorry, Aginor.
That's the respect.
I think Grendel and Aginor would love working together.
Yeah, that's
So many
true.
so many furnitures. They would start IKEA, but with people and Trolloc furnitures.
So they'd work together really well,
Yeah.
but not with the task of capturing the dragon and
Like
turning into a
side
shadow.
project.
Build a furniture empire all over
There would
Redland.
be chaos.
Yeah.
There would be the people coming to the group project with,
I
oh, we
mean-
did this. And it's like,
What?
that wasn't the task.
Or
We're
it
supposed
was,
to-
or it was the smartest plan of all because it was so popular, this furniture house, all over Randland. So everybody had at least a bookcase made by Aginor and Grendel that, when the days come, would come to life and wreak havoc all over the world. I mean, think of it. If IKEA furniture were alive and wanted to kill us, we would be big trouble.
I'm looking around my room trying to work out
This
what's
took an
IKEA.
interesting
Nobody's going to sleep tonight. Yeah.
So does anyone think that even if the Forsaken work together, the light would still win? Because I do, personally.
Yeah. I don't think they would be doing any good group projects.
No.
No.
Is this the first one? We don't think the light will lose.
Like they're not.
I mean, they might like win battles, but I don't think they would win the last battle. They would probably create more chaos, but I mean,
yeah, but it'd be like organized chaos. And if you think about how the books go, right? If they're working together and Maggedion and Semirag, both at points in the books, are captured. So if the plot points still hit the same and they were still captured, like the Wonder Girls milk Maggedion for information. Oh, I just said milk Maggedion. That is an image. They absolutely milk that woman. I'm grossing myself out now. So I feel like they could all work together, and then Maggedion spills all of their plans. At which point, would she get released by the other Forsaken? If she's revealed like properly serious stuff. Would they let her back in or trust her after that? Because I don't think they would. I think you'd be essentially taking her out of the equation and maybe even having a bit of an Asmodean situation going on where she realizes she has to throw a lot in with the others because the other Forsaken don't trust her anymore. Semirag, obviously I don't think Semirag's going to turn back to the light after a few spanks from Cadswain. But I do feel like there's something like worth exploring there. And obviously Asmodean as well. He would like there's definitely a lot of tea that Asmodean did not spill. Imagine if he'd like been giving Rand incorrect stuff. I don't know. Yeah, Dana, that's when the Kasuvra works. I agree. I think that's probably a good shout. So, what do we think? What's the conclusion?
I think it would. The last battle will still have been fought more or less the same, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think that depends. There is potential.
Yeah.
And I think if it depends on what the goal of the Forsaken working together would be. Say if they work together to trick Rand into believing they're not Forsaken, they're working for the light and come join us, and then they turn him or something. They could have done so much.
Yeah. So we're saying it's not that the reason the light in the books wins is because of the Forsaken, essentially, not through any of the causes of the light. But even if the Forsaken had to work together, we still think the light would have won because working together does not excuse incompetence. And a difference of ideas and goals and all of that sort of thing.
That's better incompetence, I think.
So is
Because
this the first one?
Finally.
Jane. Yeah, Jane. Perrin and Gaul marrying loses the last battle, but the Forsaken working together doesn't. Hey, that's how the Flickerverse works, okay?
No,
it's out of our control.
Unexpected.
That's just how our minds work.
Okay.
Yeah, the
We need to
Forsaken
keep a
working
note
together might just
in our
lead them to
spreadsheet.
self-implode.
Yeah.
Maybe Aginor wouldn't have continued with his experiments, and then we just have Golem everywhere, killing all the channelers.
Maybe. I'm trying to think if they'd been working together at the Eye of the World, like, I feel like that's too early. Like the state that Aginor and Balthamar were in. Like, I don't necessarily feel like they were all out yet. So I feel like the plot of book 1 would be largely the same.
Yeah. But I think book 2 will be hugely different.
Yeah.
Sulin,
she's always
the-
going to do Sulin.
Yeah, but if they were really working together, if they were a bit different in character, if they were working towards the same goal, whichever that might be, Sulin would work as an undercover agent, and I think the Battle of Farm with All Forsaken hitting on Rand and our 5 Emansfielder. He's not that well trained at that point.
But you have got the Heroes of the Horn.
Yeah, but Forsaken have got Balefire, so.
But even they are afraid to use Balefire.
True. I'll give
At
you
that
that.
point. Like, it's only once the last battle comes that they really kind of like embrace Balefire, because they're trying to like destabilize stuff.
Yeah, and they use it like an operator, not on the grand scheme, only for certain characters. They're not going around balefiring everything. That's right.
I mean, even if they work together, they still need to like spread out, be in different countries, and do their like. You get this plot line. You go sow chaos over here. So I think they would still be like separated most of the time.
Yeah,
They could still be picked off one by one. Maybe just help each other a bit more in places, but yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have to leave you all. Sorry.
Okay.
I've got a night shift ahead. So, but next week I'm on vacation.
Nice.
So,
oh,
I'm
have a lovely
thinking-
week off, Goatbrother.
Yeah. See you next week.
Talk to you
Bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, should we start rounding things off maybe?
Yeah,
So.
probably.
I think so. What was the final verdict for that one?
I
Maybe.
think the light wins.
Maybe.
I mean, we can decide that the light wins.
I think we should.
Yeah.
7-1.
Yeah. 7-1.
7-1.
Let's make a note of it
And-
on our spreadsheet so we can track all the ones that the light wins.
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. So, thank you everybody for tuning in this week. We need to spin the flicker wheel again for next week's episode, which we're hoping will be a bit of a special episode. So we might start off with a different activity than the wheel. And we will let you know once we've agreed the shenanigans that we've got up to. Let's spin that wheel and see what we're going to be talking about next week.
Dun, 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 dun. No, sorry, wrong screen. Now.
Oh, oh,
Lovely dovey
he's
episode.
already my first sibling. Okay, so our question for next week is, what if Sulin and Rand made each other first siblings? The cutest question ever.
A happy episode.
What a happy episode that will be. It will be beautiful. Okay, so that is the very exciting question for next week. Clearly, it's going to be the best one yet, and I'm not in any way biased about that at all. Not at all. Yeah, so hoping next week's going to be a special episode. And we hope you all have wonderful weekends. Is it Wednesday? Oh, I feel like it's Thursday or Friday already. I'm so tired. I just and some of us are going to Prague this weekend. So we'll get to see each other, which will be nice. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Thank you to everyone who has joined us, whether you are watching this live or if you're watching on repeat. We really appreciate it. Especially as we're, only on week 3 and we're still learning the ropes and how to be click people. Yeah. Please, if you haven't already, go and click the like button and the subscribe button. We would really appreciate that. If you could, if you want to chat more with us, we have a Discord channel. You can DM one of us for the link, but it should be somewhere on our Twitter feed, and we'll repost the link after the show just so that people have it.
It should be in the description.
Yeah, it should be in the description. There we go. Thank you, Uno. Fast Rider, it's not quite Recon from Malkier 2024, but it will probably act as somewhat as a recon for Malkier. And speaking of Malkier, I think there's one more day that you can buy your in-person tickets for Malkier. I'm pretty sure they close tomorrow. So if you would like to come and meet lots of European Wheel of Time friends, please do go and buy your ticket before you lose the opportunity to. And if you can't come in person, then please join us online, because the panels look really interesting and fun. And we had a blast last year, so it's looking like it will be super fun next year as well. This year even. And yeah, we are moving to Prague next year, so that's going to be super fun. All right, well, this is it for this week. Thank you very much. And Uno, have you got the clicks lined up?
I do. As long as my
Hooray!
cat does
All
not
right.
step
Well,
on everything.
Love you all and see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.